everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Happy Silver Sunday. I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend wherever you may be in this big wide world. Now I have a couple of things to talk about this weekend. The first you may have seen is about this crucible here that I've got on the table, which is in two halves, and you've probably seen what it's all about from the thumbnail, but we had a very near miss accident here in the Backyard Bullion household. Lots of very scary moments when I pulled this out of the furnace and there was a giant crack appearing as I was holding it. But more on that in a little moment. Before we get into all of that and talk about that very scary event, I want to share something a little bit more happy and good news. We have just surpassed 5,000 subscribers, which is absolutely bonkers. I have woken up on Saturday morning, so I'm filming this on Saturday morning. A lot of the times for the weekend I get all of my filming done out the way on Saturday morning so that I can enjoy the weekend as much as possible with Mrs. Backyard Bullion. But this morning we woke up and we discovered that we'd surpassed 5,000 subs, which is absolutely bonkers. And I can't thank you guys enough. You know, it's just, there are hardly any words. You can tell I'm a little bit speechless. When I started this channel, I had no, I don't know, I had aspirations to try and bring it forward and make it a really good channel, but I had no real sense that we'd get to this kind of level, and it is absolutely amazing to think that there are 5,000 different people out there who have taken the time to hit that subscribe button and they like my content and they want to see more of it. Also, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you out there who watch my channel who are not subscribed, because I know there's a lot of you out there who do that, who maybe don't have Google accounts or YouTube accounts to hit that subscribe button, but you still tune in and watch my videos. So huge thank you to everybody who subscribes, who likes, who comments, who shares my videos. Thanks to all the guys on the Silver Forum who support my channel via the Silver Forum as well. And thank you to the Silver Forum for sponsoring my channel. Without all of you guys, this all would not be possible, and I'm really, really grateful. And to that end, I have another great announcement to share with you guys. I will be holding a 5,000 subscriber giveaway competition. There's hopefully going to be some very cool prizes up for grabs in the form of hand-poured silver. So if you are interested in joining in that giveaway, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now is the perfect time to subscribe if you have not done so already. There's a lot of new rules and guidelines out there about holding a giveaway on YouTube, and I want to make sure that everything is compliant for that. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of research over this next week or so, and I would imagine that Sunday next week there will be that announcement, that giveaway video going live, and I'll be sharing with you all how to enter, how to get involved in the 5,000 sub giveaway. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the alarm bell, hit the notification bell. Even if you've subbed already, make sure that alarm bell is on, and then you can get notification as soon as that video goes live next weekend, and you can get hold of some cool silver goodies potentially. So that's enough about the 5,000 subs giveaway. Huge thank you, speechless, etc, etc. I really am very, very grateful. To the story in question though, here we have a broken crucible, and what basically happened is, and I've got this globe out here to share with you why. So I use these graphite crucibles with my furnace, and basically the way that they come from the supplier is like this, all smooth and you know, I was going to say shiny. They're not shiny, but they are smooth, definitely, and you know, they do have a bit of graphite dust in them. When I haven't cleaned this one, I would normally clean it quite thoroughly before use, but this, you know, it's basically just graphite. And you can see the difference between a brand new one and a used one. So basically they degrade over time, and usually get maybe 4 or 5 different heating cycles of about an hour and a half from each of these crucibles. And basically the way that I work on it is their weight. You know, I weigh them at the start, and then I weigh them after each cooling cycle, heating cycle, cooling cycle, to make sure that they're not degrading too quickly, etc. And when they reach a certain weight threshold, which is what I've kind of come to know in my experience, I then don't use them anymore. They have kind of, in my eyes, passed that safety level. Now this particular one, as you can see, is not that degraded. It's still got quite a lot of detail in the sort of the rim. If you look at the old one there, you can really see the difference between the kind of rims. So I was using this one and I thought everything was fine until I got one of these out. Now this is one of the kind of reject globes that I had poured. Now as you can see, in a brand new furnace, or a brand new crucible, sorry, it doesn't fit. And now in a used one, it does, as you can see. So it's because it widens as it gets more degraded. And I then got this out and was putting it in here, and it was a pretty tight fit, I have to say. And as you can see, it fits in there right now. But when I was putting it in the furnace, I remember it getting stuck just a little bit, and I gave it a quick tap and it then popped down in the bottom, and I thought, brilliant, that's fine. By the way, it wasn't this particular one, it was another one like it, because it all ended up melting. So I thought nothing more of it. I thought, great, okay, it's gone in, I'll be able to recycle that silver, off it goes. And unfortunately, it wasn't quite that simple. So I've got here my little silver dispensing tool here, which I use to fill my crucibles. So basically, I was happily going ahead with my silver pouring cycle. Everything was coming up to temperature. I had my mould all heated up, and there was quite a lot of silver in here because I was aiming to pour a 250 gram bar. So I think that's something like 300 odd grams of red hot molten silver in this crucible. And what happens is, so I got my tongs out, picked it up, and I noticed what you can see here. And bear in mind, this is all completely red hot at the time. I noticed this kind of little crack that was along the sides there, and I thought, well, that's not good. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Maybe it's just a sort of superficial crack in it. Boy, was I wrong, because as soon as I picked it up and brought it out, this happened. It slowly decided from the top that it went like that. So pretty much like that, you know, you saw a bigger crack, and then it went like properly big. And this is bearing in mind full of molten red hot silver, and somehow it hadn't cracked all the way to the bottom, or it hadn't like cracked all the way through to the bottom. It was basically like that. Little bit of silver started sort of coming out the side, not in any kind of fast, horrible way, but it was fast enough for me to go, okay, crap, this is happening, this is going to be quite dangerous. So I very quickly poured everything into the crucible, sorry, into the mould, just to get the silver out of there as soon as possible. And in the process of pouring it, I don't know whether because the temperature in the graphite was coming out or going down as I was pouring, you know, less silver in there, less heat. Basically, it pretty much just cracked like that. It just went all together. Dropped a little bit of silver on my floor, but it just cracked completely, and that was really scary. Fortunately, there was only a very small amount of red hot molten silver left in that crucible at the time it cracked completely. I'd poured the majority of it out, and unfortunately I didn't have this on film. If I'd had it on film, this would have made one hell of a video, let me tell you. But you know, the silver that had come out, it fell onto the wooden workboard which I have. Obviously it sort of started smoking, smouldering. Got my pan of water out and just doused off obviously the flames, the hot silver, and that was basically what happened. So it was a really scary moment. It was one which, you know, is of my own making, and there's a lot of lessons to be learnt here, and it's certainly one that scared me. And it's very, I don't know, it's quite humbling to just think I really could have done myself a lot of damage there. I could have done my workstation a lot of damage there. It's got me thinking a little bit more about my own safety. And now, of course, if it had completely cracked in two, and when I just picked it out of the furnace, it could have gone all in the furnace and destroyed the furnace, which is obviously quite an expensive piece of kit. That would have not been a fun thing at all. And of course, even worse, it could have cracked as I was sort of moving it over. Really, I think what I should have done is, once I saw the crack in there, I shouldn't have touched it. I should have turned the furnace off, let it cool down in its own time. Because if you turn the furnace off, the silver that's in the crucible will solidify pretty quickly. If you turn that furnace off, open the lid, for example, the temperature goes out pretty quickly, enough that the silver will solidify, and then you can maybe take it out and have less risk of molten silver flying everywhere. But yeah, so that was interesting. Now, I'm pretty safety conscious when I'm working around this hot silver. I've got a pair of very thick heat resistant gloves, and you know, I take a lot of care and attention. But what I don't have like a big thick blacksmith's apron or big thick leather apron in front of me. You know, my gloves, they come up to about sort of here on me, so they're not, you know, they don't cover the forearms and everything, and often, you know, just working in a shirt, t-shirt, and it's one of those things that makes you think about these types of things. Now, I've been pouring silver for nearly 2 years now, and I've not had anything like this. I've had one furnace blowout when the crucible blew out when it was inside, and obviously it then, you know, destroyed the furnace. But I've not had something like this where we've had a big molten silver potential accident flying everywhere, doing a lot of damage. So there's a lot of things that have been learnt from that, and you know, it's one of those things which is really annoying because it was of my own making. I forced this type of shape in here. It was too big for the mould. I put too much stress on the graphite. It cracked. And that's just one of those things that you've got to live and learn from. Fortunately, nobody was hurt, nothing was irrevocably damaged, but at the same time it was not a fun thing to experience, let me tell you. So yeah, if you're out there and you are silver pouring, that's my top tips for you guys. Take care of yourself, be safe, because whilst this is an incredibly fun and rewarding hobby, it is also a dangerous hobby, and I would highly recommend that you use as much safety equipment as possible. So to that end, I will be at some point in the near future grabbing hold of a nice proper blacksmith style leather apron just to protect myself a little bit more, perhaps get some arm leather guards as well. It really does make sense. Certainly when I'm pouring the bigger furnaces, like the smaller furnace which I use, I feel very comfortable with that one. That one's really, you know, we've got tiny little crucibles, and you know, the big gloves I think would be absolutely fine for that. But you can never be too safe than sorry. I think that's the most important lesson to remember. So yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on that story, on that scenario. If you're a silver pourer, have you ever experienced a similar thing? Have you ever had a near miss? Have you had a proper accident? I'd love to know your thoughts on this subject. And don't forget, if you haven't already done so, to hit the subscribe button and join in for my 5,000 subs giveaway. As I said, the announcement of that will be coming out probably next week, probably next Sunday, but I've got a little bit of research to do about the rules and guidelines for holding a giveaway, and also I've got to work out what kind of prizes we're going to be giving. So if you're interested, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and then you'll obviously get a notification when that video goes live. Otherwise, if you like this video, please put a thumbs up on it and share it around on your social media. That'd be very helpful for everything that I do here on my channel. And if you are a supporter of my channel and you'd like to support it even more, I do have a Patreon account down below, but I also have obviously all of my hand-poured silver. So if you'd like to support my channel, there is no better way than doing that by supporting the hand-poured silver which I create. So go over to my website, backyardbullion.com. There's a whole array of different types of pieces, something for everybody over there. Links are down in the description below. Otherwise, that is all I have to say. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, or have had a fantastic weekend, because it's Sunday. It's Saturday morning for me, as I'm filming this. But I hope you all have had a great weekend, or if it's early in the morning on Sunday, continue to have a great weekend wherever you may be in this world. Thank you so much for watching, and please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.